What is going on? Yours truly, I'm coming to you guys straight again out of Orlando, Florida. My name is Salem, Soni. If you guys do not know me, man, I love this artist. Reconcile, featuring Joseph Salem. I can't break it. Love for my sin. Hey. All right, listen. I know you're thinking like, I know Salem is not going to drop some bars on us here. No, that is not what I'm going to be doing today. But listen, I'm excited to see you. Whether you're watching live or you're watching this in the rebroadcast, again, thank you for coming. I think I'm doing my thank you series on all my Facebook Live moving forward, just because I'm very thankful. Whether you're watching this, from your home, you're watching the rebroadcast at home, or you're watching this at work, I just want to say big shout out to you. Today, I want to give you guys a small thing. I was speaking to my sister, right? And my sister, my older sister, Debbie, she has a great mind. She's someone who is more gifted in the side of writing. She's also has an interest for film, for media. So she likes watching a lot of, different TV series to get an understanding. She wants to be a director. So as she was, I was having a conversation with her and we were speaking about a certain show. She told me something that to me brought back again the sentiment that I feel a lot about Hollywood, right? And I'm the type of person whereas I always am willing to gain information wherever information is given, especially if it's good information. So this is what I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned so far from Hollywood. As I was speaking to my sister, we were speaking about a certain show, and she said, well, the show is poorly written. That's what the show got canceled. I was like, man, a lot of the shows get canned nowadays. If you watch Hollywood, by the way, you'll notice that, something that Hollywood does often is that they have shows, they put a show like for a trial period. And if the show doesn't work, they either cancel the show, or if the show does work, they renew it for a future season that's coming up. And this is the biggest lesson that I've learned from them. Always being willing to stay persistent. You'll notice something that's quite interesting about many Hollywood shows is that you'll see a specific director or a specific news outlet, whether it might be ABC, CBS, Fox, whether it might be Netflix, original series. They're always constantly putting out stuff, where it might be HBO, always constantly putting up new shows, new talents of different actors and actresses and different cast. And what's interesting about that is not every show works, right? A lot of shows actually get canceled. You'll see they just have, a show came out, only had a few episodes, and you never hear about them anymore. Or a show came out, only had this one season and it's done. This is the lessons I've learned. In life, don't give up too soon. Stay persistent. You may try to come in and you might be blocked in your first attempt. Try again. You may be blocked again in your second attempt. Try again. You may be blocked again in the next following attempt. You have to try again. And that's something that, as I was putting my head, it brought me back to a story in the Bible. And this is a well-known story. I think some of you got some of my Bible alumnus out there. You guys might know about this Bible story. It's a relatively well-known story. It's actually so well-known that it's actually written 3 different times in the Gospels. So the Gospel Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. This story is written in 3 different Gospels each. So 3 of the Gospels speaks about the story. And this is the story of the woman with the issue of blood. For those who've been to church, you probably heard that title before, the woman with the issue of blood. So it's found first in Matthew chapter 9, verse 20 to 22. And then Mark speaks about it too in Mark chapter 5, verse 25 to 34. And then lastly, Luke chapter 8, from verse 43 to 48. And this is where I want to pick it up from there to give you guys a little bit of a context. So Jesus is coming from just delivering a man who was demon possessed. I mean, crazy. By the way, Luke chapter 8 is one of the most exciting Bible chapter in the New Testament. So I would definitely encourage you to read out there. You'll see a lot of amazing things that Jesus did. But anyways, as we continue here, so Jesus comes back from delivering this man who was full of demons, God made him whole. I mean, tremendous stuff happened. The guy went and even was able to impact many more people. So now as Jesus is going back, guess what happened? The crazy part is Jesus is going back to the place where it was. And then as Jesus is coming back, this man that was the leader of a synagogue said, hey, listen, Jesus, my daughter is dying. She's super sick. Can you come and help her? So Jesus is like, yeah, cool. Jesus is always a good guy. So he was like, okay, let's do it. Jesus never backs down from a challenge. So he was on his way to go help this man's daughter as the crowd was coming, because the crowd heard he was coming. So this is where we're picking up. Let's pick up from verse. Let's pick up from the second part of verse 42. It says, as Jesus was on his way. So Luke chapter 8, verse 42. As Jesus was on his way, the crowd almost crushed him because there were so many people coming. And a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding. Right? Let me change the version. I'm going to go to the NLT version because I enjoy that version more. And I think it brings it out more, right? The Bible has different versions. From the NIV, the NLT. I personally prefer the NLT. So let's go back. So as Jesus went with him, with the men, he was surrounded by crowds. Right? The other one says the crowd was about to crush him. Same thing. There was a lot of people there. A woman in the crowd had suffered for 12 years with constant bleeding, and she couldn't find any cure. Coming up upon Jesus behind him, she touched the fringe of his robe. So the edge of his robe. She touched the edge of his robe. Immediately, the bleeding stopped. Who touched me? Jesus turned and asked. Everyone denied it, and Peter said, Master, this whole crowd is pressing up against you. But Jesus, looking up to Matthew, said, someone deliberately touched me, for I felt healing power go out of me. And then it goes on to say, when the woman realized that she could not stay hidden, she began to tremble and fell to her knees in front of him. The whole crowd heard her explain what she had touched him and that she had been immediately healed. Then Jesus said, daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace. Your faith has made you well. Go in peace. And that's my prayer for you today as you're watching this. A story kind of coming from Hollywood of keep trying and trying. See, in this woman, she was surrounded by a lot of crazy stuff that's going on. You know what I mean? Like, listen, a lot of Hollywood whether it might be a production studio, whether it might be a different cast, whether it might be TV channels, they have so many actors, they have so many people who constantly are trying to come. And as an actor, for example, if you're looking for talent, you're looking for a job, or you're looking for an opportunity, you have to continue to push. You have to continue to push until you get your breakthrough. See, in this specific story, this woman was hidden. She's been bleeding for 12 years. I don't know, I'm not a woman, but I can tell you that it's not a good condition to be in. And this woman, in this specific case, other translations say she was a woman of wealth, but she had to stay hidden because of the bleeding. She couldn't be around people. And according to the culture at the time, when a woman was bleeding, she was considered unclean. So she even couldn't be around people. So it took courage for her to be not only outside, not only be around the crowd, but to have the courage to come and touch Jesus, who was considered by many as a rabbi, as a master. You know what I mean? It's going to take courage for you to achieve the goals you want. It's going to take you really getting out of your comfort zone and actually pushing through it. And my prayer is that you may be able to find the breakthrough you have. Go and stretch. And that if it's Jesus who's calling you towards the goals you're trying to get, as you touch the end of his garment, I pray that you may be made whole. I pray that healing may be yours. I pray that breakthrough may be yours. I pray that really may be the results of all the work and the effort that you put through. Don't be afraid what people around are going to say. Don't be afraid what others might try. You might try something and it fail. Listen, many shows get canceled. It's Hollywood, it's TV, it happens. But guess what happened? Guess what the producers do? Guess what the channels do? They bring another show. They bring a new cast. They bring more people. They try. And then they see what works. They see what that show, that captivates a lot of the masses. Whether it might be a show that you're watching on TV or a show that you are watching on on a subscription. Whatever the case is, they keep trying. Don't give up. Be persistent. And my prayer also as well, that can be able to give you courage. Mike, God bless you, my dude. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Another thing that can be able to give you courage is that as you're coming towards Jesus, as as you are involving him in the situation and what you're going through, I just want to let you know that Jesus, when we apply our faith to him, power is released from him. Because in this story, Peter said to Jesus, bro, like, Master, there's so many people around, so many people are touching you. But Jesus said something specific here, and I want you to catch this before I bounce. He said, no, somebody deliberately touched me. Right? I want to make sure I'm reading this correctly. Right. Verse 46. So Luke 8, verse 46, Jesus said, someone deliberately touched me, for I felt healing power go out from me. See, don't be somebody who just does things haphazardly, who does things without thinking. Be deliberate. When you are deliberate in your in your search, in seeking God, when you are deliberate in wanting the deliverance, when you are deliberate in wanting the success, when you are deliberate in following what God has called you to do, power flows from God to change your situation. That's my prayer for you. I hope you're doing fantastic. Again, this is one of the big lessons learned from Hollywood. I hope you're doing very well. Cassie, I hope you're doing very well. I'm doing quite well. I hope you're doing well as well. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope to see you guys later. Yours truly, I am out. And have a blessed rest of the year. Let me know in the comment section. First of all, let me know where you're watching this from. I would love to hear where you're watching from. And also, if you have any requests, I'm continuing my series on some of the controversial topics, especially surrounding the Christian faith. We're going to be addressing some really interesting issues. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking about, should Christian drinks, can Christian drinks, or we're going to be talking about, for example, what is the Christian view on homosexuality? These are some of the things that we want to be addressing. Can Christians divorce? That's another thing we want to talk about in the home. I've done plenty of issues on dating, so watch some of my past videos. It's going to be interesting for you to get a chance on that idea as well. We're going to talk about another issue as well. Can I be a Christian and still be depressed? The holiday season right now, it can be a sense of joy, but some people may go through tough time or like of depression or anything like that. So with God's wisdom, pray for your boy so that I may be able to address that. Okay, we had Dillsburg in the building. We got Kent State University, that's Ohio, in the building. So wherever else you're watching, may God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Yours truly, I am out. See you.